For the last 3 weeks, we've been getting ready to learn about Git. First, we installed GitHub. Then we installed Git. Then we created an SSH key and uploaded it to GitHub. Now, finally, the fun can start. Today, we will be creating our very first GitHub repository. There are 2 different ways to set up a GitHub repository. One is to create a project on your own computer, set it to be a Git project, and then upload it to GitHub. The second way is to create an empty project in GitHub and then clone that project into your own computer. The second way is easier, so that's what we'll do. Let's create our very first GitHub repository. So make sure that you are logged into your GitHub account. Now we will go over to the Create Repository button and click it. Now we need to give our repository a name. Let's give it something simple like My First Repository. We don't need to add a description, but let's add a README file to the repository. This is just a good practice for all of your projects because you can put in important information about your project in case you're sharing it with others. So we'll check that checkbox and then click Create Repository. And there's your repository. Now we're going to copy the repository to get ready to add it to our own computer. So we're going to click on this code button, and in the drop-down, make sure that SSH is chosen, and then click this copy icon to copy the file location. And now we will go to the command window. And first, we will CD to the Documents folder because that's where we're going to put our new repository. And now we're going to type git clone, and we're going to paste what we just copied from GitHub. Click Return. And now it's going to ask you for your passphrase. Remember when you first created that SSH key, you needed to create a passphrase for it. So type in that passphrase now. Okay, and now we can see that we've copied that repository onto our own computer. We can check by doing the dir command if you're on Windows or the ls command if you're on a Mac. And you can see all of your folders in the Documents folder. And here it is, My First Repository. So now we're going to create a file in our repository. So first we have to CD into our new repository. So we will type CD and then My First Repository. So now we're in there. Now we can create a new file. So remember on Windows, when you are creating a new file, you do that with the Notepad command and then the file name. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to create my file with the nano command, and I'm going to call the file myfirstfile.txt. Oops, myfirstfile.txt. And so now I'm in the file editor and I need to type something into my file. I'll just type, this is my first GitHub file. And then if you're in Windows, you can just simply save and close the file. Here in Nano, we're going to go Control X to exit, and then Y for save, and then return for save as that file name. And now that file should be in there. So let's just check to make sure that it's there. So we will do an ls, or if you're in Windows, a dir. And we can see that now in our repository, we have 2 files. We have the README file, which we created when we made the repository, and we have that new file we just made called myfirstfile.txt. Next week, we will learn how to take that new file that we made and upload it from our own computer into our GitHub repository. Thanks for watching this video. If you found my training helpful, please like this video and share it with others. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single lesson.